I'm Laura Doster. I'm the Executive Director for the Chamber of Hickory Gorge. I have lived here 3 years as of August. Moved here from the Raleigh area. Lived there for 18 years. So I've been in North Carolina for a long time, but lived here for 3 years, vacationed here. 4 years ago, took a year to find a place to live and moved. We fell in love and love it here. Favorite part about living here, obviously, I think is the magic of the mountains, magic of the lake. It gave me cold chills the first time I came here and sat at one of the restaurants on the lake and said, "Oh my gosh, I want to make this home." And so did my husband, thankfully. Who knew where that would go if he didn't agree? But anyway, I would say, and the people are so friendly here. It is that small town charm, and everyone cares. The visitors are usually pretty respectful, and it just has a really nice feel to living here. I call it my magical place. When I'm not working, I would say probably my favorite thing to do. I enjoy being at home, and we have a pretty amazing view from our house, so I do enjoy entertaining, having people over, sharing my home and the view with other folks. I love to cook, entertain. I think my dream is always to have a bed and breakfast or something to that effect, but I love hosting. I love being around people that are positive and high energy and push you to the edge and challenge you. So I would say entertaining, cooking, having people over, being with my family, being with friends, enjoying the mountains, walking, hiking. Those are probably my things to do if I'm not working. I have a few. I think the one that I always go to when I think about that is one by Eleanor Roosevelt. And it had to do with leadership and, people in leadership. And she said, it's sort of like, if you have to tell people you're a lady, are you really? And so she has a quote around that. I don't know the words exactly, but if you have to tell people you're a leader, or if you have to tell people you're a lady, you probably need to rethink that. That's a tough one. Obviously, I would have to say my parents. My mother and my father. They were loving and caring. They both came from broken homes and stayed together, and we camped and had a really great childhood growing up. Dad always had great advice. He was always calm, so I would have to give them credit for a lot. But there were people who came along in my life from a business perspective that, being, I wouldn't say a pioneering female, but kind of stood at that edge of, I've been in meetings where people wouldn't talk to you because you were female. So there were men who gave me advice around that. And, I think one was, Gene Irwin said, it's like playing ball. Girls haven't been playing, ladies haven't been playing baseball or softball for very long. You have to learn how to steal the bases. You have to learn how to, play the game. And that was probably great advice to me. But influencing, it would have to be, I think, mostly my parents. I have a brother in my life that I think a lot of, that has been inspiring to me. He was not in our lives most of our life, and so he is very inspirational and gregarious, and he inspires me when I talk to him too. So. I think there's two things. If I had to say, well, there's probably a few. As far as awards, I would say I got the Chamber of Commerce of Cumming, Georgia, which is where I lived, and I was on the board. And we had a retreat, but they did, in leadership of the county, gave away a humanitarian award. And I was the first recipient of the Terry Borges Humanitarian Award. And Terry was married to one of my best friends and had passed away. And so they did this award in his honor. So that was a very moving, touching. If anything, you look back and think I accomplished something. To be known as a humanitarian meant a lot to me, still means a lot to me. So I would say, and in line with that, working here at the Chamber and just what we've been able to accomplish in the past year and a half that I've been here. There's been a lot of love put into this place and into this chamber, but to be an executive director with the goal of being hired to try to get it organized and take it to the next level, had we not dealt with a pandemic this year, I think we would have been a lot further along than where we are. But I'm very proud of the hard work that the board and people around here and support that we've gotten here at the Chamber. Personal would be my daughter. Obviously you can tell I'm family oriented, but she's pretty amazing. She's, a blessing and very smart, witty, outgoing. She inspires me. I look up to her, even though she's my child. But that's been a major accomplishment that you can't take credit for that. It is a community and a village that helps you raise a child. But she's a great outcome of a lot of efforts from a lot of folks. Today, where we are, I would wish that we as a country could come together, put our differences aside, be respectful and understand we're not all going to have the same opinions, we're not all going to take the same sides, nor should we. We become a cesspool of stagnant water. And so if I could make a wish that could come true, it would be that we would not be divided the way it seems we are. And even in our community, some of the divisions that are taking place, to be more collaborative as a country, and to see our community here stay vibrant and alive, because it is beautiful here. I think we have a beautiful country, lots of amazing places to go and see. And if we could get beyond all the negativity, do away with power politics and become servant politics, that would be amazing. I think we'd be in a much better place. I just think this community is amazing. I really do. Good, bad, and ugly. I think this community has so much to give and to tell, so much history. I don't know if you noticed the pictures out front here. So those were in Ingalls, and he asked if I had anyone I thought would want them. I said, yeah, the Chamber. We'll put them on this wall right here. And just to hear the stories and the history of this community, the tunnels from the inn to here, because the soldiers used to stay here in the arcade, and the president would come through the tunnel to root them on and stuff like that. There's great history everywhere, right? But there's some pretty phenomenal stories with the dam being built and Chimney Rock and the elevator, the Moore's family, the Moore family and the pools. And I really do find this is home to me. I've moved around a lot, but I think finally I have found a place. I don't want to go anywhere else.